Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 33-year-old from Nottingham, England. His hockey journey has taken him to England and probably some other places. He is the play-by-play guy for the Chocolatey Manchester Storm, a staple and legend with the Outlaws of England. It looks as though he mucked it up with the Panthers of Nottingham, but we won't hold that against him as it appears to be a testimonial. Testimonial. Lachos and testimonials are fun, and fun is fun. From his poster pics, he appears to be a big, strong, mobile, right-handed shot D-man with some offensive flair, but he is best known with the Chocolatey Manchester Storm and bringing the game to the fellas and their families around the world. And he is the host of his own podcast, Let's Talk Hockey. Shall we? Welcome to the shed, Max Artis or Artis?
Either is fine. Artis, I like the flair. Let's go with that.
Artis. I like it too.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Was I right on my player review after a couple picks and the poster picks
Uh,
there?
yeah, I'm not a D man though. I played D when I was junior, but I transitioned to forward when I stopped playing the junior system, came back and played rec. I was too quick apparently to be a defender. All the guys said, "You go be a forward. You're much faster. We'll just give you the puck." So I transitioned and I'll play the center or the wing. Depends what the team needs you to do.
No, exactly. I don't know. By the looks of the pictures, I don't know. I feel like you'd be a really good D-man out there and could control the game in rec league in the UK. I think you dominate as a D-man, and then you could control more of the game. But hey, what do I know? You know,
I've done it a few times. I've done it recently as well. It's I don't know. I like playing down low in the corners. I like getting in front of the net. I love tipping shots. My God, I love just getting in front of the net and trying to get
that's where the
a little
goals are.
quick rebound. Exactly. I love getting in front of it, getting about it, and I'm a bit of an agitator. I like to wind guys up a little bit. It's good
Really?
fun.
You
Yeah, yeah.
you ever throw bombs? You ever drop the mitts?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to be out games. So I try and keep it as clean. I try and keep it as clean as possible. I have been the victim of a few glove punches here and there, and the nose has been dinged up a little bit on the ice. Got a good cross check to the back of the head in Coventry in recent months. Yeah, I think that dinged me up pretty good. That was good fun.
I haven't seen much of the rec hockey in the UK, but I can just picture some people out there that maybe aren't that talented that really want to try hard. And I don't always enjoy playing hockey with people like that.
It was a frustration. So me and this guy go in the corner. There's a bit of pushing and shoving up the ice. We tumble in the corner. We all end up like me and him just end up tangled. He gets up a lot quicker than me. And as I'm making my way like to one knee to get back up again, I just feel this force on the back of my shoulders, the back of my head, and boom, I hit the face hits the ice, and then there's just red. I'm like, oh damn. And then I'm out. And then the rest like, you can't come back in the game. You got blood on your shirt. I'm like, if that's the only reason, oh, come on.
They're not going to let you play because someone else cross-checked you in the back of the head. That makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, I get into how we know each other, and we don't. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, exactly.
But I did see that. Well, I don't know. I forget how it started, but you commented and said back-to-back games this weekend, coming in hot with Crunchies, right?
Yeah, so I listened to a few of your shows. Some of the guys that you've had on. So
We just
you
Sully.
recent, yeah, recently Sully. He's joined me. He's joined me on as a color guy a couple of times on the play by play up in Manchester. So always want to listen to the guys that know a little bit more about the guys I'm commentating on, or some guys I've come across before, like Evan Mosey. I was on a couple of hockey camps with Clark and Co. David Clark's hockey camps, and Mosey was a coach on there a few years back. In fact, I think it was just before he went to Rochester.
Well, that would make
Playing for
sense because
the
they'd have the Nottingham connection. They would have been teammates,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Mosey likes helping people get better.
Yeah. Oh, he was so much fun. He was
He
great.
puts food in his pocket. Did when I chatted with him, we were talking about it. I think it was with Reds. He's saying when they were instructing in the summer in Chicago, Mosey would put like food in his pocket, like cooked food in his pockets and just be popping them in while he's coaching.
He's always snacking. My God, he's always yeah. Whenever whenever he can, he's just nibbling away.
Um, well, anyways, um, I did have Sully on, and it's a Pride week, right? So these two games this
Yeah.
weekend is Pride weekend, and his partner Adam has asked for Crunchies, and I said we could make this happen, make it happen, and you said you were going to bring Crunchies. So as the play-by-play guy, at the end of the game, do you get in the chocolate throwing fun?
I'm a little bit far away, but I'm pretty sure my right arm can make it. I never knew
You
what to
better.
throw. I never knew what to throw, but now I know. Now I know what to throw. I'm good.
Exactly, Crunchies. And this all started by having your captain on that now,
Yeah,
I sponsor him and he started it all. And isn't it neat that he has a Two Ales and Hockey Tails logo on his jersey?
yeah, exactly. I get well with my setup. I get the same pop-ups for the pregame, and yeah, when Criptus comes up, nice big proud Two Ales and Hockey Tails logo on there. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is cool, man. And
Yeah,
being the first person to do something in the world is cool. And I'm pretty sure I'm the first podcast to sponsor a professional hockey player. And I'm pretty sure that this weekend, when the Storm run amok, will also be the first time a chocolate bar is thrown for a partner at Pride Night, and it's going to be Crunchies, and that's going to be some
yeah,
legendary shit, folks. So, Shed family, you know what to do, right? Get the Crunchies rocking and rolling this weekend, right?
awesome. Yeah, definitely. Two games.
The fellas
With,
got to earn
yeah,
it, though. They got to win, man. Better
yeah,
dig
it's been a
down
bit.
deep.
Yeah, it's been a bit up and down this year with the Storm. It's the consistency, I think, is what Matt Ginn would say is what they're looking for. And it's been a bit few and far between. But when they do win, boy, God, do they win big. They
Uh,
uh, they earn it. They earn it hard.
Yeah, well, like you guys got a lot of great people on a team, and I say great people win stuff, and they're gonna figure it out. You guys got a great
Yeah.
goalie, and you got mucker uppers. I've never actually seen you guys play. It's pretty funny. Like I sponsor Critch. I've never seen him play, but I know who he is. I know what he's about, and from the photos I see, he is everything I need in a player to sponsor.
Oh yeah. When I first got doing commentary, I think he was one of the first goals that I called Storm last season. Um, and they use my captions as I use what do I call him? Captain Critchlow, as in like a little superhero out there, and they ran with that on social media for like 2 weeks. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. I'd never thought that I would have like a call of mine go not viral on Facebook, but like a team use it and run with it. And yeah, they lap that up. It's great.
I totally understand what you mean by you can't believe it was what you were saying, because like doing this, I guess having the nuts to start this was the biggest step. And then when I realized how much I loved it and it didn't, it's what I want to do. It's really neat that people actually listen to me talk in my shed.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, exactly the same. I Whenever I see the stats come up on my emails from my podcast, I'm like, oh, you've had X amount of views this month. It's up or it's down. It's like people are still listening. My God, people are still listening. Go back and check out my episodes. Like, yeah, that's wicked. That's wicked.
It,
Love it.
it's it is so neat, and yeah, it can really give you a shot to the heart when you see. And like for me, I can see all these stats, and it's cool that like where people are listening are the
Yeah,
places I played hockey.
yeah, exactly. It's not only that, there's places out there that I'm like, well, why is someone from South Korea listening? Why is someone from China listening? But then I want to dive in because have that kind of mindset. I want to dive in. I want to know, like, who are these people? I want to know your story. Yeah.
So you
Why are you
probably
out there?
didn't
What are you
listen to
doing?
yesterday's episode because I had someone reach out to me and say, I know you think it's cool that you've been listened to in like over 90 countries. And he was like, I've listened to you in all these countries. And it was like 15 countries, and a couple of them I had like never even heard of. And
Uh,
they're not on my stats. And he said he listened there. And I had him on yesterday, and he was in a hostel in New Zealand. And I got to know
oh,
him,
geez.
and I got to know his story. And he's a Clan fan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's a wild world out there. uh
Ain't crazy.
so anyways, Swanky, what a beauty. I met him yesterday in in a bathroom in a hostel in New Zealand. And that's who's listening to me in New Zealand, I guess, right?
Yeah. Fair enough.
Uh,
Wherever you can get your hockey, get your hockey.
yeah, so you do host a podcast. Let's talk hockey. So how long you been doing that? How many episodes you done?
I think I'm over 20 because Alex Penner was 19. I think I've done 20 flat. I've got about 3 or 4 lined up, but with work and the storm and everything else, just kind of life, just kind of push things back. I've got a double guest episode lined up. We just need to settle on a date, and it will happen. But yeah, it started in lockdown. It started as the fact that um, lockdown was a bit tough for me, and I really missed being on the ice. Really missed being with the guys. So I was like, right, let's just start talking. Let's just jump on a Zoom call. I miss the boys. Me and my two best mates, Adam and Ali, and I was like, this should be fun to listen to. There's no one in the hockey world doing a recreational hockey podcast. So I just started hitting record, and next thing you know, we've found a show. I thought of a show format that no one else has thought. I think no one else does. We do 20-minute segments, three periods, and a little bit of overtime. So it's not too long. It's not too short. Um, we do we break those periods down into into proper segments. So the first one is get to know your guest. The second one is a bit more about their career and their past and kind of everything. And then the third period is like a topic about hockey or around hockey, kind of dive into that. And because they're only 20 minutes long, we do like a hard-ish cut at about 20 minutes. So we don't get burnt out on a subject. We don't talk it to death.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about it for 20 minutes. If we revisit the same topic 2 3 episodes down the line, there'll be more to talk about.
Well,
So yeah,
that's neat. And I find this whole podcast thing is like I didn't know anything about the world, and um, until I went on a couple, and to get to remember who I used to be, to talk about my accomplishments and my team's accomplishments, and it had been stuff I had buried for 5 years. Nobody around here wants to hear about that stuff, and nobody wants to hear me talk about my career, but you put someone on a podcast, you're allowed to tell people your story. And
yeah,
for me, lockdown, um, I mean, life is what you make it. I was working in my shed when we got sent home from the office, and I, I was out here. I took extra courses to better myself, and then when I was about done, I thought of this, and haven't looked back. And it is weird, like you have your format with the 3 periods. I just missed my friends, and I just wanted to talk to them, and I wanted to have a reason to, because like during the lockdowns, we did like have a Western Michigan reunion on Zoom. I had a Cardiff one on Zoom. And all my teams were reconnecting through the lockdowns. And I thought, when I went on a couple podcasts, I'm like, I could do this for all my friends. I could make that memory for them, like Franny and Jeff Lavecchio did for me. And when I went on their podcast and I got to relive who I was, and then I thought, so I could do this for all my friends. And man, it is the funnest thing ever.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, the first what? Well, the first episode on that is just me and my two mates talking about how we got into hockey, how it all started, like all of our backgrounds and stuff. And then I just started getting my friends on, other guys from the Outlaws, and I started to see my teammates in a different light. Like, oh my gosh, you've you've
Yeah,
done all
you
these
get to
things.
know them better, right? Like I
Yeah,
get to
oh
know
yeah,
people more in the shed than I could have been teammates with a guy for a year and know less about him than I do with the guys I've never met that come to the shed.
yeah. Well, the Outlaws have been going for over 10 years now, and I've had how many guys have I had on? I think about 4 or 5, and these guys have been with the Outlaws or friends of mine for about the same amount of time, 9 to 10 years. And there was stories from them that I never even. A guy called Stu Wilson, absolute beauty of an old guy. My gosh, this guy's if this guy's old school, like he defines old school, and his stories are just the best. And I was like, how have I never asked you in the locker room or anything else? But it gives you a different opportunity to ask people you've known for so long these cool questions, and they come up with the best stories.
Well, and for me, yeah, for me, I'm hearing the best stories, the most incredible hockey stories, and it's brought this whole group of people together like a big shed family, and that's
Mm-hmm.
neat. But what else is neat is I was out of the game, and now I'm making new hockey tales. And I mean, I'm coaching, and I got all those
Mm-hmm.
tales that are happening, and that's living. But then, like that in Manchester, England, they throw chocolate on the ice after they win because of me talking in my shed is how it started. And then things
Yep,
snowball because fun is fun. And like that is an incredible hockey tale that has started from talking in my shed.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I when I first got into this play-by-play stuff, I did 5 games last season. Um, I'm not. I'll admit straight up. I'm not originally from Nottingham. I'm originally from Nottingham, not originally from Manchester. So the 5 games I did on play-by-play for them, I was covering somebody else who was either ill or on holiday. Um, and then this chocolate pouring happened. I was like, what is going on? Where did this start from? Like, geez. And then I dove into the history. I found out, and then I was like, this is amazing. This is awesome. I want to be part of this. And now I am. It's amazing. It's awesome. I love it. I love everything about it.
Me too. And when like for me, I find winning takes people places. Winning makes things happen. And like
Mm,
it's like my hockey career. If I didn't win on my way up, I don't keep going places. And that I have Critch on and we talk about it, the idea of it, and then he actually went out the next night and fights, scores. They beat Sheffield at home,
yep.
and it happened. And I sent a picture of him holding a Kit Kat with a big
Yep.
smile on his face, and like my heart, my knees, I like it buckled me that actually happened. And then you get people on your team, and when you have a team, it's amazing what you can do when people have your back. And like director of marketing Jake, he's got my back. He's always
Mm-hmm.
listening, and these people that are in Manchester are listening, and then getting specific chocolate bars for each player.
Yeah.
It's like we had Carl Fagers from Finland for Santeri, who's gone now, and then we also had that Milk Chocolatey for
Yeah.
Hire, who also just left now. So maybe I should stop getting chocolates imported because
Yeah.
now both guys are gone.
Yeah. Maybe not narrow it down to specific players anymore. Like getting a target on their back.
But that hire did leave, and I saw it was for family reasons, which family is always first. But then I
Oh
did
yeah.
just see he just signed with Stavanger, and so he's going to the team that beat us in the Continental Cup in Denmark back in the day, and
Oh
it's just
yeah.
a small world because when I did Clickaroony, the research team, that Stavanger team did win the Continental Cup that year that they beat us. And that's a small world because I just had chocolate thrown on the ice in the Continental Cup finals.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, they threw Twix on the ice for Denmark's goalie, Matt Caruth, who's playing in
Yeah.
Herning, and they beat Cardiff, and Twix hit the ice in Cardiff, Wales for the Danish team's goalie. And man, the hockey tales you can make talking in your shed are as cool as it gets.
That's got to have been a nice homecoming for him as well. Though. Oh, well, I say home, a nice return back to Wales for him.
Well,
I'm a, I'm a,
it would have
I'm
been
a
nice
Smith
for him to
fan.
visit all of the Shed family, but the problem
Yeah.
is he got hurt the practice. They got to Cardiff.
Oh
He got
no.
hurt in practice before the weekend and never played a game, and he's out for like a
Oh
few
fuck.
weeks. And that's like the opposite of a shed boost. And
Oh yeah.
the other thing that happened is there are things that happen that are opposite than shed boosts, and it's reality versus like the Instagram life is.
Mm-hmm.
I had on oh gosh, Jesper Orval when he
Yeah.
was in Austria, and I tried to get Yaps to come to Austria because he was running amok of the league again, and the season before we asked for Yaps for Jesper in Manchester. They get imported, and he got injured for most the rest of the season basically. Well, I have him on again. He's running amok again, and um he got hurt the next game and is out for the year. And I'm
Mm.
when things like that happen, I actually like kind of blame myself, and it's like, well, I didn't injure them, but like I like hearing about people do good after I talk to them not get injured, because injuries are the
Yeah.
worst thing in hockey.
Yeah. I've only ever had one active guy on as a guest. All the other ones are kind of targeted or picked up retired guys for for the pros or ex pros. Um, so yeah, just run through a couple. I love dropping these names just because to me these are hockey legends, um, and there's more to come. So I've had David Ling, Dan Green, Sam Oakford, Sean the Sheriff McMorrow, um, before his podcast blew up and went crazy, and now he's interviewing like NHL guys. Who else do I have on? Um, I'm missing one big Alex Penner, Alex the Weapon X Penner.
Oh, Alex
And
Penner. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
I played or I was when I first got back, I coached just helped coach the Ripley Wolves part-time. I really only showed up for the home games. But he was mucking it up out there. He was playing for the big rival down the road, and he's a handful out there
okay.
on the ice.
Oh yeah, yeah. He loves it.
He does.
He he has some wicked stories, absolutely wicked stories.
The
Um,
fighters usually have the best stories off the ice
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. Completely. Yeah, completely. And um, I just I never thought that he would have like he would be so articulate and whatever else, and never thought he'd kind of be comfortable. And then I think what 5, 10 minutes into asking him questions, he's soft, he's mellow, he's cool. Next thing you know, he's rifling on about stories, and yeah, he's just in one. And now he's a full on actor.
He's what?
He's part of Shorty. He's in Shorty, the spin
Is
off
he?
from Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a hockey player in that. One of the rival teams is force on the team against one of the teams against Chelsea.
Well,
Good fun.
it's a small world, because Letterkenny was started by a fellow from Listowel just down the road that mucked it up against being junior B. And we know the same people. And so Shorzy comes from Letterkenny. I've actually never watched Shorzy. So
I've not yet. It's not come over here. I need to find a way to maybe get maybe get a VPN or something to change the
it,
location.
it is a small world when you get chatting around though. So are you the guy who hosts the Eye of the Manchester Storm?
So that's a fan run. That's a fan run podcast.
Because I hear
And
they're asking about what chocolate people want too.
yeah, yeah. So they, uh,
Takes everybody to win. Let's get carried away, because I love when things get
oh
carried
yeah,
away. Everybody asks about chocolate. Let's make this thing go.
yeah, exactly. And um, he's done. Really am a little bit ignorant because I've not memorized the guy's name, and I'm really sorry for the Eye of the Storm host. Um,
Yeah,
but
don't worry about being sorry in the shed. Okay, what's the forecast? Is that one you do?
the show that me and Aiden, yeah,
Holy moly, you cut out there for a second. You say you do it? Oh
Oh,
boy.
sorry.
Yeah,
My
you're
internet dropping. I don't know what's going on.
yeah, your internet sucks and sucking sucks.
Yeah, yeah. I think somebody else has just logged on to the internet. Let me see if I can
Oh,
sort that out.
you're good. Keep going. So the
We're back
forecast.
now.
The
Yeah,
forecast
so the
is
forecast.
calling for rain in Manchester this weekend. It is calling for a chocolatey storm, but the forecast, that's a show you guys do?
Yeah, so me and Aiden came up with an idea to do a show before the webcast and and
Aiden
then we
Millen?
send it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
So we
shit guy.
exactly. Yeah, I was going to get into it. So we both play for the Outlaws because we live in and around Nottingham. He is originally from Manchester, and yeah, he's the match night host. And we get on so well. It's nice to have that friendly connection.
Oh, he's a shit guy.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure he asked
Same
for
guy
a
you teammate.
boost, and I got a picture of him and Jake holding a boost together like the very next game. What is
Yeah.
your favorite chocolate bar?
Oh, I'm nice and plain and simple. I'm a dairy milk guy.
Dairy milk.
Just yeah,
Just
straight up
straight
dairy
milk
milk.
chocolate?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
There.
I
Folks,
did
you
like
heard
jelly.
what to do. The
There you go.
commentators probably never got chocolate thrown for him before, given to him. So I really hope I get to see a Shed family picture with you holding a dairy milk, because that is
Well,
fun.
I would love that. And I tell you what, if there's a boost, I'll get a double picture of me and Aiden holding some chocolate. I would love that. I would
that
love that.
that
'Cause
would be that would be as hockey as it gets. And folks, that is what
yeah,
the forecast is calling for, right?
yeah. So we do the pre-game show and we look at like players to watch, the form, what's been happening, and kind of things to look out for in the upcoming fixture. And it's gone down a treat. It gets played after warm-ups and before the intros, and then it gets played on the webcast as well, and gets put out. It gets put out on the Storm YouTube channel. Excuse me.
Well,
Yeah, it's
that's
good fun.
cool. Every time you want to drop the Shed's name in there, feel free. It takes everybody to win.
Well, yeah,
Free ads are fun,
yeah.
right?
The, the,
Uh,
the more I get to talk about Critchlow, the more I can drop you in.
well, Critchlow is involved, is what it looks like to me in the games. It looks like he gets right
Oh
involved in
yeah,
hockey matches. Some of the pictures I've seen of him, the one where he's ready to pop the guy right in the face, is one of the funniest hockey pictures I've ever seen. I actually think I put it up in the shed, and then there's another one where there's a guy bleeding, and then he's getting up, no teeth, and this big eyes wide open look, and it's like, man,
yeah,
you are mucking it up out there.
yeah. There was one. I'm not sure if it was a whiteout game. It was one of the early games that I did, and in the game, I'm pretty sure he scored and had a fight win as well. And like there was a picture of him just after the fight, two arms in the air, one leg Sally just like really whipping the crowd up. Oh man,
Getting
yeah,
him in a
he's good
frenzy.
fun.
That's hockey.
Yeah,
That's
really
my
whipping
guy.
them up.
That's the guy I sponsored.
Exactly,
And you
exactly.
know what's even neater about all this? um, I still got to talk to my playmaker over in the UK because the pop-up stands were his idea originally.
Mm-hmm.
But Manchester has agreed that they would let me have a pop-up stand at a game. I just need to get a bunch of shit made and have someone run it, and then I can be over here giggling in my shed. But I
Yeah.
think that would be as hockey as it gets, that a whole bunch of people started wearing my stuff around Manchester, England, and whoever they
Oh
play
yeah.
that day. If they played Cardiff, that would be so funny.
Even better. Oh yeah, even better.
That would be funny. That would be. That's what we should do. We need to get it ready for whenever Cardiff plays there, even if it's next season. Finner, I'll pay you back someday, right? I think I'm like halfway there with paying my debt, but the thing is it's been stressful because I want to pay Manchester back and get it over with.
Mhm.
But I also just do this for fun and don't really make money. But like the last two seasons, I got my team's shirts made with their names and numbers on it, the Two Ales and Hockey Tail shirts. And I want to do all that fun stuff because I did get my other team's mini sticks, and all that fun money is going to Manchester now, It's too bad. But anywho, so dairy milk and a boost. And so When you're at the storm shelter, where are you commentating from? Because I know the storm shelter. Are you like the same side as the away locker room in the corner?
Uh, no, I'm the opposite side. So I
So just down from the bar in the corner.
yeah, yeah,
I've been in
yeah.
that bar.
I mean, I'm in the back left corner, up with the DJ, behind the away fan. I'm from that corner.
I got you. I've been there.
Yeah.
The time I went to Manchester, fan bus that I was on because I was injured for the rest of my life. I went there to do the pregame speech, and the boys didn't know. It was like the last weekend of the season, and we got there way too early. And all the fans went into the bar. Manchester opened the bar early because the fans were there early, which
Mhm.
was me too. And I had to hide from all the players that were out standing around warming up. And we got right in one in that bar. And then when they went out for warm up, I went around and I hid in the bathroom and then did my pregame speech. But yeah, I know the barn, just didn't really play there, you know.
Yeah.
So did I hear something about Manchester getting a new barn?
Yeah. Planet Ice are building a new rink in Trafford. Um, I don't know if it's confirmed that the Storm are going to be in there. I've not heard anything official, but with it being the same company that runs uh, the Storm shelter right now, Planet Ice Altrincham, and it's going to be a bigger multi-purpose venue. I'd be surprised if Manchester don't take the leap and move to Trafford to because
How
they're selling
how
that
how
they're
big
selling
is
that
this
barn.
arena supposed to be? How many fans could they fit in?
I I don't know. The rumors flying around are anywhere between like 4 to 6,000 seats.
That could be a lot of chocolate. That could,
That's yeah. That could get
that could get really carried away.
that, it
I'm
could,
just
yeah,
thinking out
exactly.
loud that like sometimes you plant the seed and then you see
Yeah,
things grow and it's kind of like coaching kids now and you get to see what they become. This whole chocolate thing, if we get into a big arena with more fans, um, we may as well bring the chocolate with us.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's definitely not going to stop. That's a staple. That's going nowhere. But I mean, it's
So
out of
we have
control now.
started a
They're
hockey
throwing kids
tradition in
everywhere.
Manchester, England. We've started a hockey
Yeah, oh, yeah,
tradition.
yeah. And I mean, it got a little bit out of control when I saw a picture, and there's a full on like tin of chocolates of these celebrations. I think yeah, the full multi mini pack that we have over in England. One of those got thrown on during the Christmas games. I think when Odell jumped in for his 3 games. Yeah,
So
that was on there.
someone wrote to me. I don't use the Facebook thingamajiggy very ever, but
Yeah,
someone tagged me in something on there, and it was I think things have gone too far. Someone threw a whole tin of chocolate on
yeah,
the ice,
yeah.
and
It's,
that,
it's,
folks,
it's in
that's
the
not
picture.
safe. We can't be throwing metal on the ice. That's gonna hurt somebody. We got to make sure it is packaged. It can be as big a chocolate bar as you want, but it's just in the normal packages, right?
Yeah, either that or like don't throw it from the upper deck. Like come down to ice level and like slide it on. Like be safe. Be safe about it.
If you're gonna
I'm all
throw those big things. Like you could,
yeah,
yeah, you're right. You're right, because it is fun to bring something mega big and
yeah,
push the envelope. Just don't throw it at anybody, you know?
yeah. Like when guys do the teddy bear toss and they get like the 6 foot teddy bears. Like, yeah, that's great fun. If you can pull that off, brilliant. Love it.
I
Do it all
agree.
day long.
Yep.
But do it safe.
Uh this I are you a Manchester fan or Nottingham fan?
Okay, let's get into this.
Let's do
So
this because you know you keep bringing up you're
yeah,
from Nottingham, not Manchester. Well, you're the commentator for the Manchester Storm. So who do
yeah.
you cheer for when they play Nottingham?
This season I am full on.
Oh, sorry, you cut out there. What'd you say?
Story is I was
Yeah, your internet
oh
sucks.
no, oh, no
Did you say
I know.
you're cheering for Manchester now? You better be.
Oh yeah. So let me get into it. So from 10 years old, I was a Nottingham Panther fan,
Yeah, and you can't
and
change that.
exactly, I can't change that. That's my history. I've watched them since I was 10. But last season, I got to do 5 games, like I say, on commentary, and then this summer, I put my foot in the door. I asked Finn the question, and he said, if you can commit to every single home game and be a Storm guy, I'm like, sign me up, because last season those 5 games were so much fun. I
And you were
couldn't say
back
no,
in the game.
and I'm in, and I'm up in the booth, and I've done this weekend will be game I think 19 and 20 on the season. There's 33 home games in the season. I'm documenting it on my Instagram because I'm amazing myself with this, but I know more. I know I kind of pride myself on knowing my team as well as possible. And for many years, that was the Nottingham Panthers, and knowing the guys and um, kind of knowing the team in and out. This year, I barely know anything about the Nottingham Panthers. I know their players' names as much as I can for the commentary. But this year, I am all Storm. They played in Nottingham. I went along to the game. I'm sat with my family who are Panthers fans, and Yolette was on the power play. He ripped an absolute beauty of a one timer, and I jumped out my seat. I'm the only guy in the middle of all these Panthers fans, and I jump up because my God, was it a beauty of a goal? And I love the team. I love the guys. Finna brought me in pre-season to be around the team during the pre-season, kind of get to know you and all that sort of stuff. So yeah,
Um,
it's been a whirlwind this summer.
well, so my side of that is hockey is an interesting journey, all the different ways it can
Oh yeah,
go. And when you're on a team, you're on a team, and Nottingham was your team. Now you're on a different team. I'm the same way. And what's interesting was I've had a lot of Manchester Storm players on this year. I
mm-hmm.
sponsor the team. I did try to have a pop-up stand in Cardiff last season. I brought it up. I got shot down, and you know what? I ended up then sponsoring Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
And then I never asked Finner for anything other than to sponsor Critch and get the logo on there, and I haven't even paid him all his money yet. And I said, well, could I do a pop-up stand, and then if I make some money, I'll just pay you what I owe you? And
Yeah, yeah,
he said, yeah, man, whatever works. And it that's awesome to me. And then the one time I said, hey man, I am gonna make some more money here. I'm gonna do another raffle, which I'm putting one up, folks, at aleshockeytales.com. We're gonna have a Walton 18 2 Ales and Hockey Tales jersey up for raffle again, and that it'll be to pay back to Manchester Storm for the sponsorship and all the support. But when I said I'm gonna make this money for you and I will send it to you, and all he wrote is, I got enough going on, I trust you. And when
yeah.
someone writes I trust you, man, the things you'll do for those people, you know.
Oh yeah, and um, I'm gonna say like Finney used to scare me. Like so, I watched Finney when he played for Sheffield, and then
He
I
used to
kind of watched.
scare you.
Yeah, like there was some guys out there with like they were mean sons of bitches. They were yeah they had an edge about them. And he does put a little bit of fear into you every so often. I said to a couple of guys, there's only 2 guys I've been scared of doing an interview or kind of like talking to, and it's him and Kiefer, because they've got this look in their eyes. Adam Keefe from he's coach of the Belfast Giants.
Oh yeah,
They just
I
they
know Kiefer.
yeah, so Belfast came to Manchester. It was kind of midway through the season this year, a couple of months back, and they were on a bit of a slide. They lost 5-1, and he's waiting for me. This never happens with post game interviews. He's waiting for me to do his post game interview. He wants to get back on the bus, scream at the guys, and go home because he knows it's going to be a tough one. The interview lasted about a minute, whereas usually it's like three to five. Gave me kind of short, sweet answers, and these piercing blue eyes looked right through my soul. I'm like, if I see that, if we were on the ice right now, I feel like he wants to rip my head off.
I
Yeah,
I never got the pleasure to play hockey against Finner, but I know exactly what it would be like. And I don't think it would be that much different than playing Adam Keefe, which I did play against him. And I've told people before, he was the most competitive guy on the ice I ever played against, and I thought he played hockey exactly the right way. And now you see the success he's had as a coach, and I say the most competitive guys I played against have become the best coaches. And I thought Finner was a great coach. When I played against the Clan back in the day, I know the game face you're talking about because I would see him behind their bench and I would play his team and they played like he was, you know? So I think it would be hilarious if I ever played hockey against Finner because we would muck it right up. But I also agree I owe money to the wrong person. I better pay him back.
He's just got this look about him, and when he turns that mean face on, my gosh, does it? Yeah,
Gamers can get like that,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
I bet you it's hard for him to not be as involved, you know, and just be the big
Oh
suit
yeah.
guy. I bet you he like, I don't know. My juices really get flowed when I'm behind the bench.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, he clearly has never lost that competitiveness. Even though he's not playing, he wants the team to be as competitive as possible, and he is so invested. To have him now as an owner or part owner with this OHL guy that he's brought in is I can only see greatness coming to Manchester, which is like just to be part of it is amazing.
Being a part
Yeah,
of the game is way more fun than not being a part of the game. And I love the storm shelter. I think it is as hockey as it gets. And the picture of you in your booth with the mics, and I saw the one with you and Sully.
yeah, yeah.
That's old school hockey. It's almost like I'm looking at a picture that could be in Slapshot, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
that's what I think of hockey. That's what it should be. But I also understand that to really like compete year in and year out, you probably need a bigger venue that can sell more tickets and more people can bring more chocolate, you know?
yeah, yeah. And going from the size that they're at, what, like 2,300, I think the storm shelter holds. And if that doubles, to like four six to 5 to 6,000, the
That's going to
demand,
double the
the
chocolate. Think
yeah,
about that.
it's going to double the chocolate. It's going to make the team better. It's going to have more of the rowdy storm faithful, bringing the
Well, and
noise
it'll
night in the
grow.
night out.
It'll grow like
Yeah,
Cardiff does, and that, but like winning does that too. Winning creates a buzz, and like
yeah,
when you win and the chocolate hits the ice, then there may be people talking around Manchester going, "Have you heard about this Storm team? And have you heard that they won?" And then you throw
yeah,
chocolate, and it's like, let's get some chocolate and go to a game.
exactly. Makes it fun for everybody, and that's all we that's all we want.
And hockey
Fun
is
and exciting.
supposed to be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fun and exciting hockey, and that's what hooked me in. Manchester, a fun and exciting team to be around. Okay, they may not win every single game, but it makes it a battle every game, and that's
Yes.
fun to commentate. That's so much fun, so much more
Well,
fun to commentate.
and I think to compete every game, you need a good goalie and you need a good captain. And you guys have that, you know?
Oh yeah, we have it and in abundance as well. Like
Yes.
not
You
not just not just Crypto, but the
you
whole
got
league
good
is
people
league
that
super.
want to play together, right?
Yeah, yeah, and hold themselves to a high.
Holy moly, your video just shut off. What'd you do? You're gone. What the?
Go for it. Hit me
Hey,
all
you're
day.
back. Hey, I thought you were a
I'm back.
podcast host and now you're having batteries die in the middle of the show. Be
Yeah,
better.
yeah,
Be better,
yeah,
Artis.
yeah. Be 100% better. Be 100% better. I'm relocating, so I'm out of my rented accommodation. I'm back in with my parents for a little bit before I find a new setup. So everything's kind of in boxes right now, and yeah, just
Hey,
full preparation on my part.
that's hockey. When something goes wrong,
Yeah,
you keep going and you figure it out. And you know what? You
yeah,
adapted. That's what hockey guys do. Looks like you're in a new. Are you in the same room or you just? It looks.
yeah. I'm in the same room. You just got a. I'm on a phone now rather than my iPad. So you got a
I
different
actually think you sound better now.
access.
I think you're
I
playing
think I
better
think I
now.
do.
Be better. You know, you
Yeah,
are being better. Good work.
there we go. Figured it out, coach. Figured it out.
uh, poster pecs. So
Yeah.
you were a big Nottingham Panther fan, but like, how do you know Lacho and how are you in the testimonial match?
So I've been around three. testimonial matches is
Aren't they as fun as they get? Like,
amazing. So
not the
I
hockey.
was,
The hockey sucks. I don't want to do that. I'm talking about
oh
the
yeah,
rest of the weekend.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, and the events leading up to it, like all week, fantastic. So I was part of Stevie Lee.
Oh, he's a
I part
beauty too.
Oh, absolute beauty. I've asked him nicely if he wants to do a show
So
with
did
Let's
I.
Talk Hockey. Yeah, I think he's still going through some personal stuff, so I'm going to try and speak to him in the summer when he's at Clark. Hopefully, when he's at Clark and Co. But that's how I know Stevie Lee, and I was part of his testimonial. I was a coach on the bench, and I got to coach and be behind some absolute legends of Nottingham, like Jordan Fox, um, Tom Norton, geez, who else was on that team? Oakford was on there, Lapine, Francis, I think, as well, Matt Francis. And then Lacho has his testimonial the next year, and instead of just being a coaches, there was a player opportunity package. I was like, well, I'm taking this. I'm taking this all day long. Um, I threw down the money. Next thing I know, I'm in the change room, and my goalie is Craig Kowalski, who, if anybody watches the Elite League, knows how much of an absolute legend that he is. I had
I played
Jordan
again.
Fox.
I've played against him lots of
Yeah,
times actually.
yeah,
He was Northern Michigan's goalie when I was at Western
yeah,
Michigan, and we mucked it up there. And then I went to the Daytona Beach Bombers in my rookie year, and he was the Florida Everblades goalie that we beat in
yeah.
Game 7 to go to the finals.
Wow, the fact you managed to beat him, fantastic. Yeah, that's an achievement right there.
It was a hockey series. That was as hockey as of a series can get. It was I think I played the longest game I ever played in that series. And
Mm-hmm.
also we won in Game 7 in like a great hockey game. It was, and then the two teams drank together after. It was as hockey can get for me. It was like everybody laid it all out there, and then we all ended up at the same bar and mucked it up for the night again, and then went back to their apartment and had a great time. And the refs even came.
Beauty, absolute beauty. That's the stories that you want. But yeah,
Yes.
I paid for the privilege, and I do not regret a single penny of that. It was a core
Sometimes
memory,
making
and
memories are priceless, right?
oh yeah, exactly. I got to play alongside a guy that I hold on a very high pedestal, and a guy that I can consider an Instagram friend that we do chat back and forth, and a Facebook friend as well, Jordan Fox, captain of the Nottingham Panthers for a couple of years, won them the title after all those years without, and he is just the nicest hockey guy ever, absolutely ever, and yeah, just
When
can't speak
teams
highly
have a
enough.
captain like you're talking about, I don't think I know that guy, but when you're talking about him like you are, that's how teams win. It's like Tyson Marsh in Cardiff when we win the Challenge Cup, and that was when
Yeah,
like the franchise gets turned around. Like he was the
yeah,
captain a team needs. He would fight anybody. He would do whatever it took, but he would do it with a smile on his face, and he was just a great person.
oh yeah, yeah, and so kind of long story way around it, but me and Lacho played juniors together. So kind of my kind of coming up into hockey started playing when I was 10. I think Lacho started earlier. But there was a whole host of guys in front of me at the junior system in Nottingham that were just so much better. And I was not getting played. I wasn't really getting much ice time in the junior system. So I went and played roller hockey instead. But Lacho and all those guys of that age group stuck around. So I think it was Lacho, Robert Farmer, uh, Tom Norton, Josh Ward, and a handful of others as well. Stuck it out, and they were miles better of a hockey player. But that's how I've known Lacho for, like I say, since I was 10 years old, and watched him play for that whole period of time as well, and been a fan of his. And he's still going. He's up in Braehead now, well,
Yeah,
Glasgow.
yeah.
Glasgow.
I played against him, and he is a talented,
Mm.
crafty little fellow out there. And I the last time I mucked it up with him, was one of my last trophies I won as a player. Was that Matthew Myers testimonial. That's where I met
Oh yeah,
Stevie Lee, Lacho, because everybody gets to make their testimonial the way they want it, right?
yeah,
Mizey was no longer playing for Cardiff anymore, and he brought a old school Cardiff team, the new school Cardiff team, Nottingham, and then Great Britain. And we
yeah,
had a tournament. And guess who
yeah.
won? um but it was as fun as it got, and it's amazing the memories your friends can give to you. Is
Mm,
Mizey bringing me over there for that game. We were line mates and had a great time doing it. Him bringing me over, I met all these other shed guys, and shed guys know shed guys, and when Mizey's bringing you to his big day, the people you get in those locker rooms, like at Batchy's, are like the most hockey people there are. You know?
oh yeah. Yeah, and I will keep to the players code that whatever was said in the change room stays in the change room. But the stories that were flying around during Laco's, Mizey's as well, I was there helping out on that one, in and out of the change room, and Stevie Lee's as well. Like, ah,
And hockey's
I got
about the stories. Hockey's about
yeah,
like the memories and the fun. And you know, there's winning and losing, and winning makes better memories. Um,
yeah,
but you're absolutely right. You get to a testimonial and guy, especially the guys that don't get to play anymore, or
yeah,
guys
oh
that
yeah,
have played together in the past and they get to reconnect. Like in hockey, man, and that's how this all started, is you can be brothers like for life for a year,
mm,
and then you play the end of the season, you have your bender at the end of the year, and then you all get in planes or cars and go home. And then if you don't play
mm,
together again, you may never see each other again, and you're still brothers, but you don't get to see each other. So then
yeah,
you can have fun when you do.
yeah, exactly. And you know, as soon as you answer that call, or you call that ex teammate, it's like it's as if you've never stopped playing together.
Oh, it's and people,
Yeah,
they say people change. Um, they go through ups and downs, but the people are the same people. You know, like
yeah, yeah.
you are who you are.
They're
Be yourself.
yeah, exactly. And be 120% yourself. Like, don't ever change for anybody. Like, I learned a
Unless you're an
long time ago.
asshole, then don't be that, right?
Well, yeah, yeah, but I learned a long time ago that if you are 110 or 120% yourself, and you own that personality, you will get people that love you, people that hate you. And why stick around and listen to people that hate you? Just live with the people that love you. And those,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Talk my
and
language. I'm not for everyone.
exactly,
You know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And hey, I'm not for everyone. My commentary style might not be for everyone, but I can't appease everybody. So
You just do
give
the
you
best
give
you
you
can, forget the rest, right?
exactly,
Do
exactly,
your best, forget
exactly.
the rest. You know, one day at a time. Don't get too high, don't get too low. We're like a machine, right?
Yeah, love it, love it.
Sometimes hockey sayings make sense, you know? Fun is
Yeah,
fun,
yeah,
winning is fun, sucking sucks.
yeah,
Try harder, be better, you know? Oh gosh. So anyways, Laco, how I knew him though was he had said he'd come on. When I get so sidetracked, man, I'm a day-to-day type of a guy, and
yeah.
man, sometimes it's way more fun to just wait for the inspiration to hit you of who's coming on, because something happens. And like there were times where I
Mhm.
was booking people a week or two in advance, and then all of a sudden something would happen in the hockey world, and I'm like, man, I should be talking to that guy, not that guy, you know? And
Yeah,
sometimes you just got to go with the flow, roll with the punches, you know?
yeah. I kind of wait till summer for doing mine, because I like guys to be as relaxed as possible, not really thinking about oh, I can't say this, I can say this, and like during the season kind of things. They're in like, hockey. I would say hockey player mode, where they give you the cliche answers here and there.
I
Whereas
like
I
I
want to
like
get
I
the
like to try and get right in their soul, like right the night
yeah,
before a game, you know?
you get right down the pipe. Love it.
Honestly though, for me though, when I was a hockey player, podcasts weren't a thing.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, like I didn't even have an iPhone until the last few years. But like, I think if I was a hockey player and the podcast asked me to come on and I got to talk about everything, and you know what you're saying, you know what you can't say, what you shouldn't bring up. Um, I think it would give me a shot of life before a game. And that's what was so neat about Mac and Mosey starting the shed boost thing is you have someone on and all of a sudden the next game they're scoring goals, or like with your
Yeah,
Storm fellas, like Martin ran amok the next time. I know Santeri
yeah,
had, and then Wenny, the goalie, man, he's been kicking him out all year.
yeah. And
And Alex Oldale, 18-year-old or
as
19
well.
now, like he just
Yeah,
he just got in the matches, and I had chatted with him, and man, like kid was acting like a grown up. 3 wins in a row. EIHL
he
player
did.
of the month or something.
Oh yeah, and fully deserved as well. Fully deserved. Thrown to the Lions after when he goes down and stands tall, wins that game. Shrugs off a penalty shot as well in that game. Like, geez, like,
That's awesome.
talk about growing a set and being prepared. Alex,
Putting your
hats
big
off
boy
to you.
pants on, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think it was after like after like 5 minutes of him jumping in that game when he goes down. Um, the team were just relaxed. They knew that he knew that he had that Alex had their back, and they could play nice and free, and it was so much fun to watch. And then it rolled into the next night, and then it rolled into the next night, and
Confidence
of
is a
course,
thing, man. Confidence is a
yeah,
thing, and being a gamer is a thing, and stepping up for the team at the right
yeah,
time is a thing. And
that's,
when I saw a
yeah.
picture of him, didn't he get a shutout? Did he get a shutout?
Um, yeah, in one of them,
So I'm still trying to
yeah,
figure out how nobody grabbed that puck, put tape on it, and sent me a selfie of Alex with his shutout puck. I'm pretty sure he got one because I have a shutout puck. It's right back there with a couple other ones. And that was from my 3-on-3 tournament with my under 13 fellas. We had 3 teams, so we needed another goalie. I
yeah,
stepped up, ran amok, and won the tournament as a goalie. First
nice
shutout
one.
puck's back there, and Old Dale better have his. If not, I'll bring you one, Alex. I'll get a puck, I'll tape it up and give it to you. You need that. You got to keep that for life.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah,
Or a
just
first
those.
win puck. Send me something. Just send me a selfie with a puck taped up and say, this is my first win or my first shutout.
Yeah, I think he was. I'm pretty sure the guys were just like all in the moment, and
Yeah.
that changing room because I've got to walk through the change room to get to Ginner's office to do the post game interview, and going through that change room was it was beautiful. The
That
guys
would be
were
as hockey as
they
it
were
get.
loving
All
it.
the fellas celebrating with him for his,
Oh yeah,
yeah, getting in there and
yeah,
doing it. And just as a young pup, man, that is so hockey. That locker room would have
yeah.
been electric.
Oh yeah, and Alex was just bouncing around. I was just like, yeah, this is what it's about. This was brilliant. Like, yeah,
hmm
yeah, it was just yeah. Words can't really put into it. Like
Well, and that's when it's great to be a part of hockey, right? It's like when
oh
something like that happens and you're there and you get to witness it and see it, and then you have that hockey tale and you were there. It is the opposite of not being involved and not being a part of the game, you know?
yeah, and I I am so proud to be part of every single home game this season for the Storm. The ones that even haven't happened yet. I know I'm going to be proud to be part of it. And
Me
um,
too.
yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, exactly, yeah, and
Unless they lose, then I'm not a part of it at all. Be better, right?
well, yeah, but I can see them getting better every game. I can see them working on stuff, and I'm a hockey nerd, man. I dive into power plays. I watch and listen to too much hockey. I messaged you this morning at 5 o'clock UK time because I work night shift, so I work from 1 o'clock in the morning till about 8 o'clock in the morning UK. And I'm listening to my Canadian Canucks. That's my NHL team. Roast me all you like. They're doing well this year. Um,
Yeah, see, I
but
don't
yeah,
really
I
pay
just
attention to the NHL anymore.
that's fine. But yeah,
I got enough going
I
on.
want to absorb. Yeah, I just want to absorb as much hockey as possible, and yeah,
Absorbing hockey's a thing, and you get smarter the more you know. One thing that before we get past it is I think Manchester well, they got a shed guy as the coach, Ginner, and
yeah,
Finner knows who to I guess put trust in and take the reins, and that he selected Ginner, and then I meet Ginner. He's a beauty, and he's exactly what you'd want as a coach. And when you say they keep getting better and stuff, I've never heard a bad word about Matt Ginn.
no, no, can't say more good things about him. There's not enough words in the dictionary or in the English language to to describe how great of a person and a coach he is. He knows when to shout and rant and rave. He knows when to play it cool and calm. His hockey mind and how to motivate guys is second to none. Like, yeah.
And I think it's neat, like how I've kind of become involved with your team is
Mm-hmm.
I met him and I met Critch, and they're great buddies. And and that's who you want leading a team. And like you know, if I am gonna be involved with something, it's like, well, you're basically playing in the big blue tent back in the day. And you
Yeah,
have a young coach that's just getting into it that supports me, and the captain is an absolute weapon, you know?
yeah. Oh God, yeah,
Yeah, that's hockey. Um,
yeah.
but anywho, we better move on. You wanted dairy milk, and Aiden still likes booze, and you guys do
Well,
the
yeah,
right. Um, one of your poster picks, you're with the Stanley Cup. I'm guessing, because I know about things now, is that was in Nottingham this past season when my favorite team, Team Great Britain, won gold again on home soil.
yeah. That was great fun. I was down.
I guess that's your hometown, is where Great Britain won gold, right?
Yeah, that's the yeah. I get the pleasure of playing on that rink and all the memories that it holds for international hockey as well as club hockey as well as playoff weekend hockey. A lot of success, a lot of core memories for a lot of people in the hockey world are
Do you do you know
in and around that rink.
do you know what's neat?
Go ahead.
There's a sign in one of the corners. I don't know if it's still named the same, but there's a picture, and it's with the Devils, I believe with the trophy in Nottingham, and there's a big sign that says the Walton in the corner, you know?
Oh,
Yeah, there's I don't know what the
I
Walton is,
was
but I got to find that photo because someone sent it to
yeah.
me and said, "Look, you're still around." And that was back when I wasn't around, and I was like, "That's neat."
I'll keep an eye out because I'm down at training tonight. I'm on the ice.
Yeah,
What?
take a look. It was right in one of the corners. And
Yeah.
okay, here do you want to hear my Nottingham arena memories?
Let's hear him. Let's hear him.
Okay. One of the first times I played there, I actually played hockey. Um, I scored 2 goals for Cardiff, and we won the game. And you know, I had been through the ringer in my career. You know, some teams
Uh,
hadn't had my back.
mm,
They hadn't when I had their back. And I'm nearing the end, and I get to Cardiff, and I'm playing with all these beauties that I just love. And I score those 2 goals, and I get on the bus, and we're cruising home. And I get a text from Todd, who was not there, who's the GM and the boss. And
yeah.
he wrote like a nice message to me about scoring those 2 goals. And I thought, shit, that's how you hockey. You tell people when they did good that they did
Yeah.
good, because then they're going to feel good and they're going to want to play for you the next time. And I thought, man, you know how to hockey. Thank you for the message. And the end of my career happened in Nottingham too. I
Okay.
well, like the end. I hurt my
Yeah.
knee at the start of the year. I'm the pregame speaker now. We go to playoff weekend, and I need to bring my A game. I gotta do the best pregame speech I can for playoff weekend.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I got spray painted completely blue. Um, D's taped
Okay.
SWAT on my chest.
Yeah.
And then once they spray painted me, he ripped the tape off. So then it said SWAT on my chest, and I'm
Okay.
completely blue. I got the like riot gear headset on. I got a
Nice.
Nerf gun with a whole bunch of bullets. And I came in and pretended like we were like the SWAT team. And I said, we got to move together. We got to be a team, all this. And then I shot Tyson Marsh with the Nerf gun. And I was naked.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And then they went out and laid an egg. I think we lost like 6-0 to Coventry. The the Devils fan base is crushed. The players are crushed. The coaches are crushed. And like
Oh,
Lordo was even worried about his job because we had lost so bad. And I brought my A game. I was doing the best I could. And I was as pissed off as everybody else. It's like, so I show up and spray paint myself blue and I do all this. And then you go out there and play like that.
yeah, you can't run through a wall for me for one game. Come on, boys.
Well, like, sometimes those things happen in hockey, I guess, but it,
Yeah.
it was a tough one. That was a tough night. And then we're playing in that third place game the next day, which is the last game that
Yep.
I will ever be involved with in professional hockey at that point, right? So it's like, so I don't play for third place. I play for first.
Yep.
I don't think there's any reason to have a pregame speech anymore. I am not getting naked. I'm not spray painting myself. I'm not doing shit because it's a third place game. Well, they didn't go out that night. They weren't allowed because we sucked so bad. The other team did. They got in one. I think it was Fife. And
Okay.
we went out and smashed them like 8-0 because they were in one and we hadn't done
Yeah.
anything. And I got to the rink and Laura wanted one more pregame speech when I showed up late. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm not doing that for third place game." He's like, "Yeah, you are." And I was like, "Okay." So then Deese and I came up with the most outrageous thing that's ever probably happened. And we were both still in one from the night before because we weren't players anymore and we were allowed to still go out. And
Yeah. You're.
that was one way to end a hockey career,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can. God, geez.
That's how it ended in Nottingham, England. What are you going to do? Do your best, forget
Yeah.
the rest, right?
Yeah. Uh, it's a beautiful facility to finish it. Though. I'd call it one of the cathedrals of hockey. It's a cauldron when it gets going, and the playoff weekend
Did you just
even
say
more
the
even more so.
Nottingham Arena is one of the cathedrals in hockey?
It's a staple. It's an absolute staple. It's better than that shed they've got down in Sheffield.
Um, Playoff weekend's cool.
Yeah,
Regular season games in Nottingham, need to tape my eyes open. It's so boring in there. It's too
it
warm. It's
yeah
too big. You got to skate too far. Nobody can muck it up or hit each other because there's too much ice. I playoff weekend was as cool as hockey gets. That's as hockey as it gets when all 10
yeah.
teams fans show up and everybody mucks it up on and off the ice. But regular season, I think it's the worst barn in the league.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry,
I'll be
sorry.
honest.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
I've not been up to Scotland. Yeah, I've not been up to Scotland yet. I'll check out a couple of their barns. But yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we have it pretty sweet in Nottingham with how nice the facility is.
It,
Yeah,
it it's
just,
got a great two-touch area. I know that. Good two-touch
oh
area
yeah,
in Nottingham, down below
yeah,
there. You got obstacles and whatnot in the way. Good stuff.
yeah. They've got even more now. They put settees behind the glass in that two touch area.
So you were mentioning you're a Vancouver Canuck fan. Why is that?
I am. I am. Geez. I got
There's always a reason it
the.
starts, especially for someone in the UK. Why the Canucks?
Oh yeah. Well, my my kind of route into hockey was seeing the Mighty Ducks films, like I'm guessing a lot of people my age would have been. So the Anaheim Ducks were around. But then I saw this team from Vancouver, and there was the Canucks, and then they had this there was a guy called Pavel Bure, and I only got to see a little bit of him play because then he got traded or he moved to Florida. But he hooked me in, and then next thing I know, I'm following the team, and it's Naslund, Bertuzzi, Olin, uh, like who's in that, Dan Cloutier in that, those guys, and just watching that team was just so much fun, and it was so different. Everyone I knew was either a Rangers fan or a Blackhawks fan or a Red Wings fan. It's like, no, this team has something about them. And I stuck it out. And Marcus Naslund, absolute beauty. And then the Sedin twins come along and everything that they have. I watched the whole Stanley Cup playoff against Boston Bruins. You know, I stayed up for every single game. I stayed up until gone 6 o'clock in the morning for them to lose at home to Boston. Absolutely soul crushing with Luongo and
Yeah,
um,
losing
just,
sucks.
yeah, the Sedin twins, the extra Kessler, like yeah, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Although now I do find myself um, following more individual players than I do teams.
I
Just
agree with that.
yeah, I want to see I want to see guys do well. So like people like Pat Maroon, I got a chance to speak with him a couple of like it was
The
either in the
the
summer
peop
or
the
last
peop
summer.
the especially when you go through the ringer of hockey, and like I'll always be a Cardiff Devil. They brought
Yeah,
me back for Wally Night. They brought me back to love hockey. They brought me back, but like when you speak of liking players or following players more than teams, it's like I follow the people I know. I follow the people I care
yeah,
about. I follow the people I know what they're about. Um, and I think that's what hockey is about. It's like when you brought up though Pavel Bure is I wore number 10 when
uh-huh.
he played for Vancouver. And I had Pavel Bure was 10 in Vancouver, and then Brandon Dietrich was number 10 for the Elmira Sugar Kings, and they were my two favorite players. And then
Mm-hmm.
Small World is this is weird actually now that I'm saying this out loud. Brandon Dietrich goes to Landshut, Germany, and they need one more import to be his line mate. And
Mm-hmm.
they ask him if he knows anybody, and he says me. And that is how I get to Europe, is the guy that was my favorite player growing up, and why we're number 10, and Pavel Bure. And fun fact is Pavel Bure also played for Landshut for one game.
Oh wow,
One or two
that's,
games. He definitely did.
that's,
So
that's
all
enough.
three of us that wore number 10 played for Landshut. Go
Love
Landshut,
it.
Germany.
So Pavel Bure is kind of the reason why I wear 96 as well. He wore it for one season.
I
He wore
remember
96.
that. That's when he came
Yeah,
back to Vancouver and he switched to 96. Cause yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, are you kidding me? You're switching on me when I'm wearing number 10 because of you, and now you're 96. This is horse manure.
Yeah, so I saw that he did that, and I'm like, this guy was one of the reasons why I watch hockey. So why would I not try and like emulate him? And then I went and bought myself a Mighty Ducks jersey with Conway on the back. He wore 96. I wore that for a handful of times on the ice. So like stick and puck and a bit of skinny and like kind of dropping games and stuff. So kind of like when it came to picking a number for the Outlaws, no one ever really goes that high. No one's going to pick. Obviously, no one should pick 99. So I was like 96. Like that's my number. And I said, I asked the silly question. I was like, has anybody picked that? And I was like, no one's picked anything from 70 onwards. Like,
Yeah.
of course, the number's free. Like you can have 96, and yeah, I've ran with it ever since, and I love the number. It looks good on a jersey. Looks real good.
Hockey numbers are an interesting thing, and they can mean a really lot to some people and not much to
Mm-hmm.
other people. But I find it interesting what it what the number can do to kids coming up. Well, I guess Rod's jersey is right back there that I got when I went to Cardiff. There's a kid in
Yeah.
Cardiff, Wales that wears number 18 because of me, and he runs amok and is a gamer. And I think that is as cool as it gets, and that's all I ever needed in my hockey career. Um, but it's like now when they make minor hockey jerseys, every team's got a 34, every team's got a
Yeah,
16, every team's got a 97, and then
yeah,
eventually, well, I mean, it's like 99. Nobody should wear that in any league, anywhere, ever. I mean, don't do it.
oh yeah,
But it's amazing what numbers can do, right?
yeah. It's one of the staples and one of the questions that I won't change out of the get to know you questions in that first period of my podcast. I think it's the second or third one on the list of what does
So
your
you do the
hockey number
same
mean to you?
questions basically all the time.
Yeah, we that first period we kind of treat it um, as
Getting to know
a
the
full
guy.
on a full on deep dive on getting to know them. So like your hockey background, your number, who you would have on a line with you, and kind of things like that.
I
Yeah,
just freewheel it and see what comes into my weird brain, you know.
yeah. I like well one of the co-hosts that I have, Ali Sinclair. He's he's a bit of a thing for structure. So I was like, right, okay, I will make a structure for the show, and it's stuck, and for me it helps me because I know going in how I'm going to do things and how I'm going to present questions. Of course, the random stuff comes up, and you go off on tangents, and
Oh, it's everybody does
yeah,
things differently. Everybody does things different, and that's like is neat about the coaching thing is I've
oh
seen coaches that have all these binders of stuff and all these different plays drawn up, and it's
yeah,
like I just like use my experience and like write down what we're doing, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna go do this stuff. But then when I get there, I'm coaching with a shed guy who like he gets me, I get him, and like we get there and we talk, and I'm like, so is there anything you want to do today? Because this is what I'm thinking. And then we go back and forth. And then sometimes I got a drill laid out, and I'm like, well, this is kind of what I want to do and why I want to do it. But then he's like, well, let's have them stand here or have the pucks here. And then all of a sudden it works better because you
yeah,
communicate together and work together. And I tell you, man, the guy I'm coaching with is a legend. And so are the two guys helping us. One of them's a shed guy. He's the guy that named Two Ales and Hockey Tales. My neighbor, Jason Holt, episode 219, is coaching with me this year. And
wow,
the other guy is the father of like my horse and the puppy. They're brothers on the same team, and he's a beauty. His kids are beauties, and it's amazing the people I have in this small town. They're exactly what I need, you know?
love it, absolutely love it. Yeah,
Yeah. Anywho, okay, I got sidetracked again. What
that's
what
okay.
arena, what barns do you like or hate the most in the EIHL?
Uh, Although it's got a good atmosphere on a sold out game, I don't like going to Sheffield. That big tin hut, I don't like going there. I for rec hockey, I get to play in a lot. Obviously love Nottingham. I love playing in Manchester. And when that place is rocking, it's great. I got to play 2 games in the Big Blue Tent, and that was an experience. Um,
Sure
no,
would be.
oh yeah, yeah. It was against it was only 2 recreational games, or like beer league games. Uh, but yeah, that was an experience. And going out in Cardiff afterwards, that was just fun.
Did you
Solihull's always
did you hit Chippy Lane? You ever been there? You know what it is?
uh, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. We played on the Saturday, then we went out the Saturday night, and we played the Sunday, and the whole weekend's a bit of a blur of hockey, nights out, clubs, and
It's like a
a lot
testimonial
of
weekend.
yeah, a lot of flashing lights when you yeah,
Oh,
it was
some of those
it was
places,
pretty
man, the
crazy.
flashing lights and the music, it's like, man, I don't feel old very often, but I never liked this at any age. Like this is way too loud and way too obnoxious. I want to be able to talk to people.
I can yeah, no, I really can't. We've toned it down over the years with Outlaws, although we do have a few wild ones here and
Yeah,
there.
every once in
Yeah,
a while you got to lay into it, right?
yeah. I don't know. Solihull. I always seem to play well in Solihull. They've got no glass. They have nets around the boards. They have normal boards and then no glass and just just netting. So that's always an interesting one. Bradford's a real interesting place to play. You have to get changed upstairs and walk downstairs in your skates
Where's that?
to the rink. Bradford.
Oh, that's
It's a,
yeah.
yeah,
We have a Bradford around here too. It's weird, man. All the same towns, names are in the same. They're different countries. Like,
yeah,
nobody got creative at all when they came over here and started naming towns. Nobody got creative.
no,
They're all the same names.
yeah,
But I actually I thought of a new question because I do have to get back to the real world here.
okay.
This is a very serious question. I don't know if Finner is still going to be listening to us talk in my shed or if he listened at all. But what I want to know is if you know what is happening with the Pride jerseys. Are they getting raffled off? Are they getting auctioned off?
Oh, that is a good question.
So can I think out loud in my shed again? Just
Go ahead.
thinking out loud again in my shed. If Manchester wins this weekend, if Crunchies hit the ice all over the ice, and it is the first time ever in the world that chocolate's thrown on the ice for a player's partner, Adam, who's going to get the Crunchies, and I hope you're happy,
Yeah,
Adam. Um,
yeah,
I would really like Zach Sullivan's Pride jersey up in my shed.
that'd be pretty cool. That'd be one to have.
I'd probably have to
Think
pay
that,
for it though, and I already owe you guys money.
and you got to pay shipping as well.
Sugar and spice, you know? But seriously, send me the jersey after they win. Okay? Finner?
There it
Do
is.
it. Do
There it
it.
is. You know?
I don't have any swag to wear in here. All I want, well, also it'd be cool to get Critch's jersey at the end of the year. I don't know if I get that for if I ever pay, you know.
Oh, maybe.
That'd be cool to get put up too,
Got,
because it is the first time ever in hockey, right?
yeah, it's got your logo on it. You kind of, you know,
Probably should put it
kind of
up
there.
and put it up there. I mean, that would be fun. But the other thing is like, I think like you host the show, The Forecast. I do believe the forecast is calling for rain. I believe it is calling for the biggest chocolatey storm ever, and I think there should be just a whack load of crunchies, you know. And then they
Oh
should
yeah,
send me the jersey, and and that would be as hockey as it gets.
yeah. It'd be good. That'd be nice. That'd be fun. A full on a full round circle. We you ask for country. Well, Adam asks for countries. He gets them. You ask for the jersey. You get what you want as well. So
That would
yeah,
be as hockey as it gets, and everybody would be happy, and happy people play better.
there it is. There it is.
But you got anything before we shut her down, other than what I got? Like I had a whole bunch of stuff written down. I think it's neat when I can just talk to hockey guys without looking at my notes. Is you guys do have a lot of shed people. You have a shed family in Manchester, and I think that's
Mm,
neat how the chocolate started. Like Critch, you got Finner and Ginner, you got Wenny and Old Dale and Net, and then you got some other new guy. But then you got Tremblay, Heinem, Martin, but then you got Jake up in the crowd. And Jake's invested. He brings chocolate every game. He brings his A game every time. And I'm telling
yeah,
you, it takes everybody to win. And when you have everybody working together, that's how it gets done. You know?
yeah, 100%. And I've I've really bought into the Manchester Storm this season. I bought into them last season when I did the 5 games. I am 100% behind this team. I can't stress it enough. As much as I'm from Nottingham and I've been a Nottingham fan for all my life, there is just something about this team that has dragged me in um, completely willingly as well. And I don't know. There's something. There's some magic in Manchester. There's some magic in this team, and it's going places. So come along for the ride. Stick around, enjoy, because it's only going to get better. There's going to be tough times. There's going to be great times, but there's going to be even better times on the horizon. I honestly can't say enough how much I back Sinner, Gin, and the whole team.
I,
I love it.
I like, yeah, it's, yeah, it's very well put. And, I agree with you. And for me and my shed, just talking to people and, you kind of go with the flow and talk to who comes up and why and when. And like that the chocolate has started from Critch and Finner and Ginner supporting me. And I mean the nice people I've met that play for your team and that are around your team. You guys have everything you need. And now you just got to go out there and do it and
Yeah,
get the crunchies thrown, get the chocolate thrown. Fun is fun, winning is fun. Go get her done, right?
exactly. I love that. I love that.
And this has been another episode of Two L's and Hockey Tales with Artsy and Wally.